Hello, everybody, and welcome in. This is the SFA Season 11 Transfer Portal Result video, and likely the very last video I post under the Season 11 overlays, logos. All Season 12 stuff will start being moved over in the next couple of days. But this video, I'm just going to go through the transfer results and get us ready for the recruiting stage of the offseason. So without further ado, the golden ticket player, Ricardo Henderson, 81 overall, is going to Nebraska and Coach Chewy. Wyoming picked up this linebacker. This is a guy who did not get recruited, but he's still going on to New Mexico, and you should be looking at the bottom right to see where they're winding up. Nothing else changed since the other video. Boise State gets a corner. This guy did not get recruited. The top running back from the CPUs from Alabama is going to Nebraska. This is the top overall player who did not get recruited. 68 overall running back Mike Marshall will continue on to Houston. Toledo is getting a tight end. He was not recruited by any users. Jordan Bray is going to Coach UE and UCLA because he was not recruited by anyone. Miami, Ohio grabbed a wide receiver. Ohio grabbed a running back. And Coastal saved A.J. Samuel from going in. It's weird that it says transfer to Coastal. I've tested this ad nauseum. It works fine and nothing goes weird. That's just, he's transferring from Coastal to Coastal, but nothing actually changes. Lance Kinnery, he is going to Nebraska as well. Nebraska had quite the class. SFA player Malcolm Cope to Georgia Southern. Austin Smith going to North Texas. Jamar Cronin to Missouri. Brandon Davis to Boise State. Chad Hunter, the Ohio State quarterback, going to Ohio. Bernard Ramsauer going over to Miami, Ohio. Nebraska getting Eddie Horn. Buffalo going after a DT, Ryan McCoy. And this is another guy who did not get recruited, Adam Smith going to Southern Miss. Derek Hall didn't get recruited, so he's going to UTEP. Shannon American, he had the most interest out of any player throughout the entirety of the portal, and North Texas wins that bidding war. Texas is getting a corner, Darrell White. Matt Grant did not get recruited, so he's going on to Texas State. Michigan State gets a center. Georgia Southern gets a center from UCLA. Paul Fuqua is going to UE at UCLA. South Carolina gets Joe Hayden. Another guy who did not get recruited going on to South Alabama. Georgia Southern, a user, is getting a quarterback. He did not get recruited, though, actively. Andrew Jones to Miami, Ohio. Ohio adding a wide receiver for Chad Hunter. Joel Beverly. Kansas getting a free safety hard hitter. Chuck Valverde to Arizona. JoJo Gates to Oklahoma. Andrew Sendejo to Oklahoma. Jermaine Gresham to UNLV and Coach Lama. Oregon getting a DT. He was not recruited. Sergio Lakiki going to Buffalo. Anthony Butler going to Georgia Southern. Stanky Leg going to UNC. Garza going to UNC. Thane going to UNC. That is going to be a beautiful offense to watch. Roman Mills going to the East Carolina Pirates. Aaron Ford, the second highest rated player in the class, is going to Arizona State and Coach Rick. Cody Green is also going to Coach Rick to replace Jared Lorenzen. Jeremy Bastion going to Utah and Coach Moon. South Carolina gets a strong safety, Ricky Rogers. Tyrell Keys is getting Oklahoma, following Jay Jettas, as well as Aaron Gibson. So pair of Minnesota guys going to Oklahoma. And Mike Bryant, this is a big snag for Ohio. And Ryan Leaf is going to South Carolina to compete for that starting job. And then the highest overall player in the portal, Darren Williams, is going home, baby, to East Carolina University. Chandler Johnson also going to UNC. Theo Porter going to Michigan State to pair up with McBurnfinger for a year. Dick Tater Tough loss for Georgia Tech is going to Coach Chewy at Nebraska. Jeff Thomas wasn't recruited, going to Western Kentucky. Another guy not recruited, New Mexico. Miami, Ohio is getting Otto Tidwell. Another guy wasn't recruited, going to Texas State. Miami, Ohio getting Michael Morrow. Branch going to Mizzou. Boise State getting Dustin. And then Army coming in clutch gets J.J. Jones without recruiting him. I know he had a tough portal, but he gets one here. And his other guy, Orlando Moss. Daniel Sisk going to Pittsburgh. Luke Burke, he wasn't recruited, but he was a forced transfer, so we used a wheel spin, and he's going to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane for a year. Keaton William, Wyoming. Kevin Utley, North Texas, so big snag for them there. Arguably the steal of the portal. This guy wasn't recruited, so he's going to UTEP. North Texas gets Rich Page for free. Eddie Williams to Army. The top-rated wide receiver, Donovan Swanson, to Coastal. McGee to Mizzou. McLaughlin, UCLA. Utah State wasn't recruited, C.J. Arnold. Wyoming gets another middle linebacker to add to the room. Aaron Johnson, a really good safety here, to UCLA and Coach Huey. UNC gets Quentin Horton. North Texas gets Eric Brown. And that is it for the portal. So take a look. And the portal was a lot of fun, a lot of crazy moments. There are 3 teams that did use all 5 scholarships. UNC, Nebraska, and Miami, Ohio. So thank you guys all for watching. We'll be back soon with more content with the SFA. Don't go anywhere. Season 12 coming soon.